Imagine stepping into a morning that glows gold. Temple spires catch the first light, saffron robes move like quiet flames along the street, and the scent of sizzling garlic, lemongrass, and charcoal smoke drifts from a market that has already been awake for hours. A long-tailed boat hums across jade water, skirting limestone cliffs that rise like ancient cathedrals from the sea. This is Thailand the way I learned it, not as a postcard, but as a living rhythm, humble and spectacular at the same time, welcoming to strangers, confident in its soul. I came curious, and the country answered with 1,000 small lessons, each one showing me how the past and the present shake hands here every day. Welcome to Passports to the Past. We don't just chase highlights, we connect the dots that make travel make sense. In Thailand, the story stretches across temples and markets, festivals and ferries, mountain towns and neon streets. I'm going to give you a traveler's map that blends origins with on-the-ground wisdom, so you can arrive informed, move respectfully, and experience more. You'll hear how the land became a nation, what its festivals really mean, where culture shows up in everyday life, and how to navigate the small frictions that travel always brings. By the end, you'll know why people fall for Thailand, and how to let it open for you too. Before Thailand was Thailand, this land was crossroads and canvas. Rivers stitched together valleys where early communities traded salt, ceramics, and ideas. To the west and north, highlands nurtured independent towns. To the east, Khmer stone sanctuaries guarded flat plains. Farther south, peninsulas listened to the monsoon and the Indian Ocean. Over centuries, cultures braided together. Mon artisans, Khmer architects, Thai-speaking settlers migrating from the north, Chinese traders bringing silk and tea, Indian monks carrying stories and philosophies in palm leaf manuscripts. That braid is still visible, in a roofline that curves like a serpent, in a script traced on temple walls, in flavors that came with ships and stayed. The first spark of a distinctly Thai identity, gathered around cities that organized water and rice, ritual and rule. Think of early Sukhothai as a prototype for a shared language, a shared set of customs, and a shared way to practice Buddhism. It wasn't a nation-state with borders on a map. It was a center of gravity that taught people how to read the same letters, keep time with the same calendar, and make merit at the same festivals. Out of that center grew networks, traders following rivers, monks following footpaths, potters and metalworkers following demand. Then imagine the great trading powerhouse that followed, a cosmopolitan kingdom connected to the world by ships and diplomacy. Merchants from China, Japan, Persia, India, and Europe set up shop. Artisans experimented with foreign styles. Diplomats learned to host visitors whose languages they barely shared. You can still feel that cosmopolitan muscle in Bangkok's markets and river piers, where commerce is choreography and courtesy is the step that keeps everything moving. Over time, different regions with their own rhythms, northern valleys, central plains, southern coasts, learned to move in time with one another. What turned many kingdoms into one country wasn't a single battle or a single ruler. It was pressure and possibility. Trade tied ports to capitals. Wet rice agriculture created surpluses that fed cities and artisans. Buddhism offered shared ethics and symbols, while the Thai language slowly knitted together court, monastery, and village. When the world's empires pressed into Southeast Asia, this region studied the moment and adapted, opening to technology and diplomacy just enough to protect its independence. Unlike many of its neighbors, Thailand avoided colonization, and with that freedom came the ability to modernize while preserving identity. That's why you can stand in a glass and steel mall, take an escalator to a food court, and still step outside into a shrine where incense burns and office workers bow on their lunch break. Festivals are time made visible. Songkran, the Thai New Year in April, looks like play. Water everywhere, chalk and jasmine on smiling faces, but underneath the splash is a ritual of cleansing and renewal. You show respect to elders, you wash away the dust of the old year, you start again. In November, Loy Krathong turns rivers into glittering constellations. Families fold banana leaves into tiny boats, crown them with flowers and a candle, then set gratitude and apology afloat. Up north, Yipeng sends lanterns into the sky, each one a quiet wish. These celebrations are beautiful, yes, but they are also the way a culture remembers its values in public. Culture is not a museum here. It is a conversation you're invited to join. Step into a temple courtyard at dawn, and you'll see neighbors gliding across cool tiles to offer sticky rice to monks. Slip off your shoes, cover shoulders and knees, lower your voice, and the space answers with calm. Bells ring, incense curls, sunlight paints gold leaf into fire. Buddhism, practiced in 1,000 local ways, is less a lecture and more a daily habit. Kindness, restraint, a bow to something larger than yourself. Even if you don't share the faith, you can share the courtesy. Sit quietly, breathe, listen, and you'll feel the temperature of the day change. Then there is the food, a national poetry written in bowls and skewers. You learn quickly that Thai cooking is balance, a tightrope of sweet, sour, salty, spicy, and aromatic. A street cart sears wide rice noodles into smoky ribbons. A mortar cracks papaya into a salad that sings with lime and chili. Coconut milk turns green curry into a velvet storm. Markets are theaters, mounds of herbs, pyramids of mangoes, the clack of cleavers, the hiss of oil. Eat where the line is long, where the wok never rests and the chili is ground to order. Remember that meals here are social, meant to be shared across a table. Spoon a little of everything onto your plate. Ask for my fet if you're not chasing heat, and keep a spoon in your right hand. Forks are for nudging, not for lifting food to your mouth. Hospitality is the other ingredient. People talk about the land of smiles as if it were a slogan, but I learned it as an ecosystem. A smile can mean welcome, apology, delight, shyness, even a gentle no. Read the context, soften your voice, add crub or K to the end of a sentence, and watch how doors open. Ask before you photograph someone. Offer thanks even when you didn't get what you wanted. Accept that saving face matters, and you'll get further with humor than with heat. Courtesy is not decoration here, it's infrastructure. Modern Thailand runs on contrast, and that is good news for travelers. Bangkok stacks glass towers above old canals, rooftop bars above night markets, bullet trains of traffic beside quiet shrine courtyards. Chiang Mai moves slower, creative and green, a web of cafes and studios under mountain air. Island arcs to the south trade in blues and whites. Ferry wakes, coral shelves, hammocks and thunderheads. Wherever you land, the pattern repeats. You can live big or live simple and feel like you are getting more than you paid for. That value isn't just about prices, it's about density of experience. A morning temple visit, a noon noodle bowl, a late afternoon massage, a night market wander. That's a whole day full of memory, and you barely crossed a neighborhood. It is not just backpackers who come. Digital nomads set up laptops in Chiang Mai, trading a grey winter for a morning cappuccino, a co-working desk, and a sunset ride along the moat. The math is persuasive. Fast internet in cities, plenty of cafes, an active community that swaps tips about visas, apartments, and weekend escapes. Retirees and long-term expats arrive for the same reasons, plus hospitals that impress, and a culture where courtesy is the base note. Thailand manages something rare. It feels both easy and interesting. Your money goes further, but your days do too. Travel smart, and Thailand becomes easier still. The first rule is respect. This is a country where the monarchy is held in genuine esteem and where criticizing it is not just rude, it is illegal. Money bears royal images. Treat banknotes with care. In temples, dress modestly, remove shoes, avoid pointing your feet at Buddha images or at people, and never touch a monk if you are unsure of the custom. Keep your voice low, your smile ready, and your patience long. Confrontation makes little progress here. Calm solves more than volume ever will. You will hear about tourist traps. You will probably sidestep them with a smile. Some tuk-tuks offer suspiciously cheap tours that end at gem stores or tailor shops where pressure replaces hospitality. Politely decline. If a taxi refuses the meter, wave it on and call another or use Grab. On some beaches, jet ski rentals have turned into disputes about magical new scratches. Photograph the hull before you ride or skip the rental entirely. Never leave your passport as collateral for anything from scooters to surfboards. If a misunderstanding grows, step into the light, keep your words slow and courteous, and walk away if you need to. Most problems shrink in the face of steady politeness. Nightlife is part of Thailand's story, but it is not the whole book. Neighborhoods like Patpong or Nana in Bangkok or parts of Pattaya and Phuket are famous for a reason, and you will hear about them long before you land. If you go with awareness, set personal limits, and understand that some venues operate in gray zones of the law. Do not conflate these districts with Thai culture at large. Most Thais do not. Health and safety still apply. Watch your drink, keep your belongings close, stick with friends, and treat everyone you meet with human dignity. Curiosity is allowed, disrespect is not. Daily life runs on simple tools. Download Thai in Google Translate for offline use. The camera feature turns menus and signs into your language in a blink. Keep vital addresses saved as screenshots in Thai script for taxi drivers. Buy a local SIM at the airport. AIS and TrueMove are excellent, and you will move through the city with maps and messaging at your fingertips. For cash, know that ATMs work but charge a fixed withdrawal fee. Fewer, larger withdrawals save money. Carry a small stack of coins for public restrooms and temple donations. In crowded places, wear your bag in front, on buses and boats. Label your luggage and keep your essentials on your lap. If you work on the road, Thailand is gentle with you. Co-working spaces in Chiang Mai and Bangkok sell day passes. Cafes welcome laptops, as long as you keep the coffee coming. Bring a universal adapter and a small power strip. Outlets multiply friends when everyone needs a charge. Public Wi-Fi is common. A VPN is wise. If your laptop or phone fails, do not panic. Big malls hide entire floors of repair wizards, and authorized service centers operate in major cities. Back up to the cloud before you travel. You will thank yourself if a hard drive takes an early retirement. Move respectfully, and Thailand moves with you. Practice a few phrases. Sawadee for hello, Kop kun for thank you, Chue Due if you need help. Add Krub if you identify as male, K if you identify as female, and you will hear the echo of your courtesy coming back to you. Give way on sidewalks, remove hats in temples, return a Y when offered. Take photographs of people only after a nod or a yes. Bargain with humor, not heat, and then let yourself be surprised. Let a fisherman's ferry carry you to a quiet island where the sand squeaks like new snow. Let a morning train show you rice paddies like green silk. Let a thunderstorm roll over the Gulf while you sip tea under a tin roof. Let a grandmother at a market insist you try her jackfruit because your face looks curious. And let the sweetness reset your entire definition of breakfast. The best stories I've found arrive when your schedule loosens and your attention sharpens. In the end, Thailand rewards intention. If you come only for cheap drinks, you will find them, and you will miss the point. If you come for beauty, you will be overwhelmed. If you come for meaning, it will meet you halfway. The country's past explains its present. Its present invites you to participate with care. You can spend a morning learning to shape rice offerings, an afternoon in a museum tracing trade routes across the Bay of Bengal, and an evening on a plastic stool eating something that tastes like sunshine collided with chili. So here is my field note, the one line I underlined after every day. Thailand is generous to travelers who are generous in return. Generous with patience, generous with curiosity, generous with humility when customs feel unfamiliar. If you bring those three, you will collect more smiles than souvenirs, and the trip will follow you home long after the tan fades and the postcard curls. If this is the kind of travel you're after, curious, respectful, informed, then you're exactly who this channel is for. At Passports to the Past, we make guides that mix origins with on-the-ground wisdom, so you land with context and leave with gratitude. We built a Thailand pocket primer you can download free. Essential phrases, scams to avoid, temple etiquette, emergency numbers, and a packing checklist tuned to real life, not fantasy packing lists. If you want deep dives into other countries, stories that connect the past to the present, and practical advice that turns anxiety into confidence, subscribe and travel with us. New episodes arrive weekly, and each one is crafted so you spend less time guessing and more time experiencing. Share this with a friend who is Thailand curious or already comparing islands on a map. It might be the nudge that turns a someday into a departure date. This is Passports to the Past. Travel smarter. We know where the bathrooms are. Before you go, a few rules I live by. Eat where the line is longest and the wok is loud. Carry a scarf. It solves dress codes, sun and chilly air conditioning. Keep small bills for markets and donations. and make fewer, larger ATM withdrawals. Use Grab for clarity. In taxis, ask for the meter and pick another car if the answer is no. If a deal sounds magical, gems, suits, tours, it belongs in a fairy tale. If a misunderstanding appears, keep your voice low, smile and say, Mayao Kop Kun. No thank you. Photograph rental gear before you accept it. Never leave your passport as collateral, and keep a photocopy separate. At night, choose lit streets and groups. If curiosity takes you to red light districts, set boundaries first and treat everyone with respect. Costs are friendly. A market lunch for a couple dollars, a breezy guest house for a movie ticket. The deeper bargain is cultural. Kindness given, returns amplified.